What is going on, guys? Joey Franzo here with Flex Training Systems. Today I wanted to make another video this week. I don't know what is compelling me to do this, but I just felt like making, I was going to program today, and I still am after this, but I was like, you know what? I got to get this out. Um, the situation doesn't really pertain to me, but I do encounter situations very frequently in coaching, a bunch of different types of scenarios because I work with so many different people. So there's pretty much everything happening at all times. So, whether it's someone's strong, someone's weak, someone's dealing with stuff outside the gym, someone's, doing really well. All of it's always happening all the time. Um, I'm always thinking about things. I'm always thinking about potential videos that I could make for here. And I started to realize over time that I make these videos. I do want to help the I would say the tight group of you guys that do listen to these, but also it's also like something I can look back on and be like, damn, there's really good information in there, or this was a cool part of my life when I was doing this thing or whatever. Um, so the topic at hand, a minute and 30 seconds into the video, is I wanted to just talk about some things as to like why people don't progress, and then I want to like at the end I'm going to talk about just like the coaching and lifter relationship, and how a lot of people come to me from other coaches, and there's kind of a process that I go through to um, I guess keep them with their coach. It's interesting, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. So here we go. So one of my lifters, newer guy, it was just really his recovery just really wasn't really making sense, especially because given what I had down on paper, he was supposed to, like, it wasn't very much, and he should feel fine. Given that we are coming down from a tougher block, and so I started to ask him some questions, and basically that's what I'm giving you guys in this video, where, if you're not making progress in the gym or you're not recovering like you should be, there's some things that you can simply do outside of the gym without touching your training at all, and it's just going to bring everything up. Some of this might seem like common sense, but I was actually shocked by the amount of people that responded to me in it was like 10 people in my group, in my team page, in my group page. I made a post about nutrition, and there was like a handful of people that came back to me, and they're like, wow, I wasn't paying attention to my protein, I wasn't paying attention to my carbs or my carb timings, or my getting, like, you're right, I haven't been sleeping a lot, or I started this new job and it requires me to load weights in a gym or do something crazy like that. And we just kind of separate the two things in our mind and train. And, when we're not good in the gym, we're like, oh man, I'm so weak today. But we don't think, there's like your body has, like, I would say in a short amount of time, in a transient amount of time, your body has like a finite amount of recovery that it can sustain or recover from. So if you do nothing, if you're like me and you just sit in your chair and you work and then you go to the gym and train and you come home and the only other exercise you do is a walk for 50 minutes twice a week, then it's very easy to control your training. It's very, very easy. For me, for example, if I know, pretty much know the days I'm gonna feel good. I know the days I'm gonna feel bad. I know the days I'm gonna be decent. Um, because there's no other things that are really gonna affect that. Everything is pretty much in my control. Obviously, when I travel for events and stuff, that's gonna mess me up a little bit, but there are some things you can do to mitigate that. So I guess this video is just kind of like a reminder to make sure you're eating, make sure you're drinking enough water, make sure you're having, we'll give a broad range because it changes all the time, zero point 0.8 to like 1.2 grams of protein, per pound of lean body mass or body weight, whatever you want to do. Obviously be mindful with those things. Try different things out, see what works for you. You have to account for outside factors outside the gym, and if you do have a very demanding life, if you do have a very demanding job, then you're going to have to temper your expectations and know that Okay, I had a crazy day at work. I know that I'm not going to be strong today, or I might be drained. I would say that if you are still eating and making sure you're getting your meals in and stuff, you might be able to um, increase what you can recover from and still be okay. I remember when I used to work in commercial gyms, I was on my feet all day, loading weights for people, and just doing things like that. And I would still have good sessions at night, but I would always eat on point. I would eat even if I was in the middle of training someone. I would just make sure that I was always hitting my, you know, getting enough carbs, protein, sodium, and water and things like that in, um, and just control what I could. Just try to make sure that I'm doing what I can do to put myself in a position to have a decent session. Um, Granted, there are some days where it's unavoidable. There's nothing you can do. But again, adjust your expectations. Take what you have. Hopefully, before a competition, you'll have maybe take a couple days off, or you're gonna have other stressors reduced, so you're gonna start to recover. Less super compensations are gonna happen. It could be as easy as having meals before you train and training at night, and that could change the game for you. Maybe you don't train at 5 a.m. before work. You train after you get off work, and you have better sessions. It really just depends on the person. But with all other variables kind of the same, if you just like pay attention to those little things, it's gonna go so far. I can give someone the best training on the planet, created by freaking Elon Musk and a robot, right? That tells you exactly what to do and this and that. But if you're not fueling your body, if you can't recover from the sessions, if your split is not intelligent enough, given your recovery modalities, then it's not you're not gonna get anywhere. And there's nothing myself or anyone is gonna be able to do if you don't take care of yourself outside of the gym. It's like trying to drive your car with no gas, you know what I mean, or a little bit of oil, or not enough freaking coolant. Like too many different things are gonna go wrong, and eventually you're just gonna break, or you're gonna get demotivated. And as much as I try to have people separate what they do in the gym from their like emotions or mood, and I understand that I'm learning more over the years that I can't just tell someone to be strong mentally. They have to. It's something you just have to get it. It's a super hard thing to try to give to someone. I try my best, and I know that through people just sticking with me and going through the process of ups and downs, they start to get it, and it kind of becomes ingrained in them, and they understand. Some people are able to go through a tough session and be like, oh, okay, I've been through this 5 times already with Joey now, or on my own, or whatever, and I know that that being weak is only temporary, and that I'm gonna get better, and this and that. Um, and some people get it, and they understand what's going on, and they're able to make little changes here and there. I've told you guys before, me personally, I could be better about protein for sure, for sure. Like I know, I mean today, it's good, but especially like given my lifestyle, there's no reason why my protein shouldn't be on point. So, I mean, when I remember, I'm on it, but I would say I'm doing better as of late. It's just something that I need to be more accountable with. Like my recovery is very good. It might be capped out, and more protein might not be helping me, but I just, if I'm only getting at 170 a day for my size, I gotta step it up, because I have like big goals for the Arnold, and I need to, have an outside of gym, like I need to facilitate those big goals by making sure that all my other little things are on point. And like I said, given my lifestyle, it's not really an excuse. um, and clearly, I mean, I just did that 720 squat. Things are going well. I mean, I'm recovering enough. I felt absolutely destroyed after that session, and it's what do we win Thursday now, and I'm good. I don't feel. I feel a little bit sore, but nothing crazy. I feel definitely way better than how I did after the end of that session. So, but yeah, segueing here into the second half of this video. Um, when people do feel down, or they're not getting the results that they want, and they look at things on Instagram, and they see the Flex Boys, and they see how good everybody's doing, and then they'll shoot me an email and say, hey Joey, man, like I'm working with this coach, it's not really working out for me, da da da, this and that, and I was wondering, are you taking clients or whatever? And when I find out, that they do have a coach that they're working with, I always ask them, um, I mean, granted, there are going to be times when they absolutely, yeah. I mean, if things aren't working out and you're unhappy, and there's just a lack of communication. That's the key here. Then you absolutely, if you've tried, if you've tried communicating with them and it's just not happening, then it might be good to find something else. But the key word is trying. There's a lot of people that just expect things to just happen, and they don't really apply themselves or go out of their way to make an effort to, have that positive confrontation and improve things. So what I tell them is, I'll try to be vague and just say, well, what is your concern? Okay, have you tried bringing this up to them? And they're just like, oh my god, I never thought that I could bring up a problem to them. You know what I mean? Like, this is the same. This is not only something that works for coaching and lifters. It's any relationship, a romantic relationship, a business relationship, any type of relationship. If you don't communicate your concerns or what the problem is or whatever, then nothing is going to get better. Nothing is going to improve, and they can't read your mind, right? I honestly believe, I mean, there's a million coaches out there, and there's a lot of them that I do truly believe have good intentions. But there are some social cues that maybe they don't pick up on. I mean, it's hard when we're dealing with things digitally. I deal with a lot of people, but those that communicate with me frequently, if there's a change in pattern, I might message them and say, hey, what's going on? Da da da, this and that. You were so on point, and now you're being inconsistent or whatever. But, I'll tell this person, instead of leaving your coach and trying to come to me, why don't you bring up this problem to them? And let's see what they say. And then usually a lot of the times they get back to me and they say, hey, Joy, man, like, thank you for telling me to talk to my coach. Like, we worked it out and everything's going to be okay. That's great. That's a win for everyone. You know what I mean? I am humbled and blessed and all those other different things. I don't say blessed, but it's just like, you guys get it. Like, I'm in a good position. I'm happy to be in this position, and I had to put in the groundwork and put in the years and the time and all that stuff to get here. And I'm very thankful that people would consider me over who they're working with. But I do think that, like I said, a lot of coaches out there do have good intentions. And I think, if it's just a lack of communication, there's nothing wrong with just bringing up your concerns. Like, maybe they'll say what I said in this video. Hey, let's take a look at what you're doing outside of the gym. Let's optimize those things first. And then we'll fix things in training, right? That's usually what I try to do. Especially if I feel that what I have the person doing is not, like, it's not difficult. Like, it shouldn't be difficult, granted the information they've given me so far, the feedback I've gotten. But things always change. Nothing is set in stone. I think whenever you say this is the way things have to be, you kind of limit yourself. But at the same time, I do think it is important to have strong values. And maybe you bring an issue up to your coach and they're like, hey man, like, that thing that you have a problem with, I'm not willing to budge on it. And then you need to decide, like, okay, this really isn't working out for me. I understand they feel strongly about it. I'm willing to give it a try. Or, I absolutely can't keep going like this. I need to change, whatever. So, that communication is so absolutely key in life, not just in the gym. Being able to bring up your concerns, and talk them out and resolve them. That's something I want to see more in 2019, right? I just want to see people, whether it's in the gym, outside the gym, whatever. If there's a problem with someone, whatever it is, just bring it up and talk about it. Fix it. Like, I believe, I want to believe that people have good intentions. I want to believe that people are intelligent. And instead of just running from the problem and running from that person, if you have any type of time with that person, if you want that person to hold any kind of value with you, I think you owe it to them and yourself to try to work it out with them. If they've been your coach for years or whatever, 1 year or at least a couple of months, whatever, you got to try it. You got to at least give a little bit of effort. And that way, if you guys do have to split, at the end of the day, like, okay, I tried everything I could and it just didn't work out and I got to do what's best for me, whatever. And that's it. It's really that simple, and there'll be no hard feelings, and they'll appreciate you more for bringing that issue up to them, and trying to reconcile things or just communicate your concerns better so that they can put you in a better position to succeed. Whew. All right. That being said, if you made it to the end of the video, let me get shit, man, something with communications in 2019. Let me get a communicate in the comments below. Hashtag communicate in the comments below. That's what I see. That's what I want to see more of this year. I want to see people communicating more. This is just going to lead to better performances, better everything, better relationships. 2019, we're really trying to push the envelope. Those world's invites are going out. We have a bunch of people on the alternate list. Off the top of my head, 3 or 4 people guaranteed. 5 people guaranteed. So, probably going to go, fuck, man, I'm going to be on that plane 10 to 12 hours. I'm not looking forward to that. But, yeah, guys, thank you so much. Again, communicate in the comments below. I'm going to pump this one out and get back to it. And I hope you guys have a good day. You guys are killing training. And, if you have someone that you think can benefit from this video, go ahead and share it to them. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't even know all the stuff that I have on my channel, which is kind of, I guess it makes sense. Only 4,000 subs. Shout out to the 4,000 subs. Finally hit that. But, yeah, guys. Talk to you in the next one. Peace.